This video is brought to you by the Bates College Digital and Computational Studies program under a Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike version 4.0 license. Let's take a look at conditionals. They're a really critical part of programming. A lot of what we do involves asking questions, and that's what conditionals let us do. So to get started, I'm going to once again create a variable. In this particular demo, I think I'll work with the sound sensor, as it introduces some interesting things. So I'm going to create a variable called sound level, and I'm going to start by setting it to 0. We'll do that with just about every variable we create, I think. Now I'm going to go in and grab the sound level sensor block. That will actually do a reading from the sound sensor. But I want to store that in my variable. So first I'll go in and I'll say set the sound level to the current sound level reading from the microphone. And in the simulator we see that our little controller appears. Now I'm going to go into logic and grab a conditional. Conditionals deal with truthiness and falsiness. In this case I want to know, is the sound level greater than some value? And so I grab my variable sound level that contains the current sound level reading from the microphone. And I have to go into the help for this sensor and find out what range of values can I expect. And it says 0 is quiet and 255 is loud. All right. Let's say that I want to see if the sound level is greater than half of that. So I'll go in and say 128. So if the sound level is greater than 128, I'm going to show a red ring. I'll make the whole CPx light up. If I come in here now and I set it to 0, hey, it's not doing what I wanted. And that's because once it sets the ring to red, it just leaves it there. So I need to have an else. If the sound level is greater than 128, set the ring to red, but if it's quieter than 128, let's set the ring to white. And now as I play with the simulator and change the value of the microphone, we can see when it's greater than 128 it turns red, and when it's less than 128 it turns white. Let's test it on the CPx. I download it, go into programmer mode, try and find the button. That's always the trick. And then I'll drag it onto C Playboot, and here we are. Now it must be quiet, so I'm going to try snapping. Nothing happens. I'm going to try clapping, and there we go. You can see I've clapped loudly enough and close enough, but also here's the critical thing. I clapped at the time that the reading was being taken. So when you do a reading from the sound sensor, it is an instantaneous reading. And it says if at that moment it's greater than 128, turn red, otherwise turn white. So timing is critical. And that's an if.